Do you wake up angry in the morning? Do you feel like you hang on to sadness way longer than you should? Do you feel like your emotions control you? Well, I have some tips for you. This is Sarah with Your Ideal Self, and I help you take the person you are and merge it with the person you want to be. Now, sorry to break it to you guys, but the 4 tips I'm going to give you today, they require prep work. If you're going to work to control your emotions, it's pretty darn hard to do it in the moment. Have you ever tried to control your emotions in the moment? You are in the midst of anger, frustration, and it's going to be really hard in that moment to calm yourself. I used to think that my emotions controlled me. Over time, I found some ways to master my emotions, and that is the 4 tips that I'm going to share with you today, so let's get into it. Alright, number 1, I'm gonna get the obvious one out of the way, is meditation. I swear by meditation. I meditate for at least 15 minutes every single morning, and it is the prep work to my emotional control. If someone ever tells me that I'm calm, I think, yep, that's because I meditate. Meditation has made me get over strong emotions faster than I would have otherwise. So say my boss makes me really angry about something, makes me really stressed out, and normally it might take me, I don't know, 30 minutes if I was not a meditator to get over that. But because I do the mental prep work of meditating every single morning, I'd say that, maybe it takes me 15 minutes now as opposed to 30 to get over something like that. And meditation does actually change your brain. So the prefrontal cortex is in charge of decision making. That part of your brain gets you planning and thinking ahead. And when you meditate every single day, that part of your brain thickens and becomes stronger. So I think of it like a muscle. So I'm gonna link some research down below. Number 2. Reflect on the rhythms of your day. Now, when was the last time you were frustrated? Let's just say you were frustrated right when you got up in the morning. Yippee, you're not a morning person. Now, look back at the last times you were frustrated in the morning and think about how long it takes you to get calmed. If you think about it and you realize that after 2 hours of you being awake, you start to feel better, then that makes things all around better because all things pass. You always get over your emotions after some time. And the second part of this is to identify the source of your emotions. So you hate waking up in the morning. You think there's a reason behind it? Now I know some of us our bodies they just ain't ready to tackle the day. They just ain't. But a lot of the times you might find a source. So maybe you hate your job. So you feel angry in the morning. Maybe you are dreading something later that day, and that's why you're angry in the morning. Maybe you just have a really full day, or whatever it may be, you're dreading that, so you have this lingering anger. And of course, you can do things to change your situation, get a new job, plan your day more differently, etc., etc., if you can identify the source of that emotion. So how can you easily track your moods? Well, there are some mood tracking apps out there, and in particular, I've been trying Dailyo. This is free for iPhone and Android, but there are in-app purchases you can make. This was me setting up the app. Dailyo makes it really easy to add a new entry. You just click add entry and then type in whatever you want to track that day, whether it's the amount of sleep you got, your health, what you ate, self-care activities, and more. Here's a glimpse inside the app. Before I get into my next 2 tips, it's time for a dog pause with DogGuy Darin. And we're back. Another quick intermission here. I would love if you donated to my Buy Me a Coffee page. So easy enough to do it, go to my page. I've got this on pretty much all of my videos. Scroll down, look at the description. You can support me by donating $5, $10, $15. Give that a click here. Really easy to do. Support $15, $25. put in your information right here. I'd love if you donate today. Number 3, know thyself and trust the process. Now we all go through stressful times, up, down, anger, sadness, grief. It's all coming at us. So we probably do have some sort of go-tos that we go to when these times hit. Now this is pretty much person to person, but just to list a few that normally calm us might be journaling, it might be going for a walk, it might be exercising, it might be taking a bubble bath. However, one thing that we might be overlooking is the fact that we need to trust the process. So maybe we know that taking a walk is gonna help us, but we don't trust in that moment of extreme anger, extreme sadness, emotional overload, that walk or that journaling is gonna help us. Like for me, I know that if I go to meditation, I am going to feel better. It is such a relief. It is so freeing to know that if I'm feeling emotionally overloaded, that I do a meditation and I feel better. Number 4 is to adjust your routine accordingly. So we have our go-tos, we know what we can go to feel relaxed. Now we have to adjust those things according to the situation. We cannot always expect that if we meditate for exactly 20 minutes that we are gonna feel on top of the world, because it depends on what has happened that day or what is happening in your life. What I mean is, say you have a really long, tough weekend and then you take a long walk, a 20-minute walk, and you still don't feel good after that. Well, it's probably because you need to take a 40-minute walk because you've had a really long weekend. Just up the time that you do these routines based on your situation. Sometimes you're just having a shitty week. Sometimes you're just not feeling it. Sometimes you have a million things to do and you just cannot get your life under control. So whatever your go-to is to feel better about your emotions, extend that time. Those are my 4 tips for you guys of how to stay emotionally calm. And also, as the next video, I do encourage you to figure out the unconventional ways that keep me sane. Thanks again, everyone. This has been Sarah with Your Ideal Self, and I hope your day is as meaningful as you want it to be.